heavy. Why does everybody makes it look so easy? Oh, okay. Hold on. Ding. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you all of the books that I've got for Christmas and then as well as in the new year. I set my reading goal at 75, although I am going to be doing a series trying to break 100 books. That goal is honestly insane to me. It is so insane. I've always been a big reader and I've always loved reading, but the idea of reading over 100 books to me in a year is insane. So naturally I'm going to try to break it because that's what we do here, okay? We set goals and we achieve them, or at least we attempt to achieve them. I have gone a little book crazy because I was like, I have this huge reading goal. I need to feel inspired to read these books. First, I'm gonna go over the books that I got for Christmas as gifts. The first books that I got were Catching Fire and Mockingjay. This is technically the third and the fourth book in the Hunger Games series, and I already own, I'm not sure if you can see it, I already own the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but my boyfriend actually got me these for Christmas, which was so sweet. He knew that I already had the first book, but he assumed that it was the Hunger Games, and I don't think he really knew about the Ballad of Snakes and Songbirds, so he just got me the second two, but that's okay. He said he's gonna get me the first one, so once I have that one, I'm gonna do a read of the series, and honestly, I might just start it anyway because I wanna record a video of me reading the series, but I have them all on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm pretty sure they're all on there, so if you wanna read them, Kindle Unlimited. The next book I got for Christmas was from my sister, and this is one that I actually asked for. This is Throne of the Fallen by Kerri Maniscalco. I hope I said that right. I think I did, but I'm not entirely sure. I read the entire Kingdom of the Wicked series. Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Curse, and Kingdom of the Feared, and I rated them all pretty high. I really loved that story. It's so much fun. It's about the 7 princes of hell and witches and its enemies to lovers, and it's just so good and so fun, and I really became addicted to Kerri Maniscalco's writing style. If you read the series, just every time I hear the word liar, I blush. My boyfriend called me liar the other day, and I was like, oh. It's just, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you have to read the series. It's so much fun. This one is following the Prince of Hell, Envy, which you get a little bit of his story in the first 3 books, but you don't get to know too much about him. So I'm extremely excited and so happy that I got this one and I can pick it up. The next 3 books that I actually got some money from a relative to buy books for Christmas. So these were the 3 that I picked up. The first one is Unwind by Neil Shusterman, and I blazed through this book. I already finished it. I think I finished it within like a day or 2. It's so good. It's a dystopian sci-fi book. The premise is actually extremely interesting. It's set in a world where the government kind of controls a lot of what the society does. It gives parents the ability to have their kids unwound from ages 13 to 18 if they decide to. So basically, anywhere between the age of 13 to 18, parents can decide to have their children unwound for good, which is insane. So this story follows 3 main characters. We have Connor, Rissa, and Lev. And Connor, basically, his parents have decided that he is a deadbeat and they want to have him unwound. Rissa is kind of in this society's version of the foster care system, and she went to school to get the best opportunity in order to succeed in this society, but the principal at this school felt that she was at the cap of her potential and wouldn't be able to make it any further, so they decided to have her unwound. The character that this story follows is Lev, who was born to be a tithe to the church. So he was basically born to be unwound. He's known his entire life that he was going to be unwound, and it's just so interesting. I really enjoyed it and I got through it really quickly. The next book that I picked up on the same shopping trip was Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. I've been wanting to read this book for so long. I've heard so many great things. I actually, on a separate trip, picked up Foul Heart's Huntsman, which is book 2 in the series. I did not realize that I got the hardback and the paperback, and that does hurt me a little bit, but I just knew that I was gonna love the first book in this series, so I just went ahead and picked up the second book because it was 50% off, so you know, you gotta. This series follows our main character, Rosalind Lang, who was brought back from death, and actually now she cannot die. So she has become an assassin in order to rewrite some wrongs from her past, and I'm not entirely sure what this book is about more than that. I am really excited to pick up this series. I think it's gonna be so much fun, and I've heard nothing but amazing reviews on this book, so. The last book that I picked up in this shopping trip is An Ember in the Ashes. And in this series, I believe the main character's brother defies the Empire or does something wrong to the Empire, and so our main character, Leia, bands up with some rebels in exchange for rescuing her brother. Leia promises to go into the army and basically act as a spy for these rebels. Super interesting. I've heard so many good things about this a while back, and I just never really picked it up. I'm really excited to read it this time around. Next, I have some packages from Amazon that I ordered a while ago. I know for sure what is in these ones. So it's so fun. In this package, I got Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows. If you have not picked up this series, please do. Please pick it up. It is so incredibly good. Honestly, words can't even describe how much I absolutely adored this series. I've only read the first book, and the reason is because we're actually reading this as a buddy read for January on our podcast, The Fallen Apple, on Spotify, if you want to give it a listen. I'm not the biggest fan of the dust jackets, but just seeing how beautiful the book is. I read this all on my Kindle because it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I haven't seen the actual book. It's so pretty. We go into a lot more detail about this book in our podcast, so if you want more detail on it, go over there and give it a listen. With how much we absolutely adored Divine Rivals, we decided that we were gonna make Ruthless Vows our February buddy read, which I am so excited about. The most painful thing about these buddy reads is that we only read about 100 pages or so. It's usually in fourths, so we'll record 4 episodes, and then however many pages fit into those 4 sections is how many pages we read each week. That is the hardest part about this because these books are so good and so cherished. It says, Dear Roman. Dear Iris and Dear Roman. Oh my goodness. It physically hurts me to look at these books. It gives me a similar feeling to when I read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I feel like you go through something within yourself. Like you learn something about yourself when you read books like this. This is why I love reading. They just do something to you. Next, I got a package. I ordered it a while ago and I haven't let myself open it. Whoa, that's pretty. Whoa. So the book that I got is Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. I genuinely have no idea what this book is about, but because I loved Divine Rivals so much and I saw how stunning this book is, I ordered it. I don't even know what it's about. Look at the spine. Rebecca Ross does such a good job with the detail on her book, and I don't know if you can tell, but these pages are like torn. Like it looks like the paper is handmade. And then, wow. The attention to detail is really what gets me on these books sometimes, and this one is just so pretty. Every new moon, magic flows from the nearby mountain and brings nightmares to life. Only magicians who serve as territory wardens stand between the people and their worst dreams. Wow. Wow, wow, wee wow, and this cover is wow, wow, wee wow. Okay. Last little group of books that I bought, I went a little bit crazy. Oopsies. I went to Barnes & Noble recently with my good friend Amanda. While we were there was actually some authors doing book signings. So I picked those both up. I love to support authors, especially seeing them. I don't know anything about these books. This one looks very familiar, so I do think that it was pretty hyped up. This one is called The Dead and the Dark by Courtney Gold. It is a queer horror book. Don't really know too much about it, but I am really excited to pick it up. The next one I picked up is That Is Not My Name by Megan Lally. This one looks pretty cool. I know that this one is a horror or a thriller as well. This one looks really interesting, and I am super excited to pick up this one as well. I love to read thrillers when I'm feeling a book slump coming on. So whenever I get tired of reading, say, romance or fantasy, I love to pick up a good thriller because they're so fast paced and they jolt you back if you're ever in a reading slump. So little hot tip, they put my name on it. I love that. I got One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. Amanda and my podcast co-host Chloe very, very highly recommended these books to me. They both really, really enjoyed them, really loved them. So I am really excited. They say that the premise is, well, actually I've read the premise a little bit, but I didn't get too much into it. Elspeth needs a monster. Is that her name? Or is it Elizabeth? Elspeth? Elizabeth? Elspeth. Elspeth needs a monster. The monster might be her. Super interesting. I do want to do a read along of this duology because I have just heard so many good things about these two books that I think it would be really fun to kind of read it along with you guys. And the very last book I picked up for this haul is called A Fragile Enchantment. Now, I know absolutely nothing about this book. It's by Allison Saft. It's so pretty. Also, I actually have these exact scissors tattooed on my collarbones. I have matching ones. So if I display this cover, I honestly think I will take off the dust jacket. It has like sticker residue. I don't know what it is about these like matte, sleek covers that love to keep this little sticky residue. So if you have any recommendations how to get this stuff off, can you please leave it in the comments below because it's so tough for me. Transporting readers to a Regency England inspired fantasy world. A Fragile Enchantment is a sweeping romance threaded with intrigue, unforgettable characters, and a love story for the ages. When I picked this book up, it was just on one of those display tables, but after I picked it up, people kept telling me how incredible it was. When I went to go get my book signed, everybody was telling me, so the authors were telling me it was so great, the workers were telling me it's so great. When I was checking out, the employee was like, oh my gosh, have you read this? I'm so excited for you to read it. It's so much fun. So definitely something I want to pick up soon. I'm really excited about this one, and I just feel like it was meant for me to pick it up because it has these beautiful scissors, and I will be displaying it on my bookshelf. Those are all the books that I have purchased within the last month or so. I don't normally buy this many books or receive this many books within a month. I just got really excited after the holidays and I got some as gifts and I got some money to buy the books. So I decided to treat myself a little bit and add to my physical TBR, my ever-growing physical TBR. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because it really motivates me to keep making more videos. Thank you for being here. I'll see you later. Bye.